Welcome to FIFA, but with a bit of a plot twist. Okay, so you might have realised something. So we have the Premier League. It's quite normal. Aston Villa, Burnley. You might be thinking, where's some of the teams? Where's Brighton? I have made it the 2014 season with current FIFA stats. So I'm sorry, Hull City. There are some teams where you see here where you think, how a dramatic downfall. They had Hull City last season were in League One. And then in the second you'll see QPR. And then Stoke, then Sunderland. You realise that they've been in League One for 3 consecutive seasons, only just got re-promoted. But in 2014, up until 2017, they were actually a Premier League team. Swansea as well. West Brom, you'd thought it went up, but they had an absolute shocking season last season. I've even updated the championship, so Bolton are back there. Teams like Charlton return. Ipswich are back. I don't think there's anyone missing, really. I don't think teams should have had that dramatic of a downfall. In the championship, League One, there is a team missing. And they were actually the 6th place team, Colchester. They're a non-league team now, so they're not here. Oxford as well would be a non-league at this stage, or just escaped out of it. Oldham's still here. Keep an eye out for a video on them. And finally, League 2, teams just have to be here to fill in spots, because, as I said, Barrow weren't even in the English league system at this stage, I don't think. Or at least haven't been in the competitive stages yet since the rebranding. So Barrow we'll just have to do. Cambridge back here. Again, Forest Green, Hagrid. Hartlepool actually would have been. It would have been last FIFA where Hartlepool wouldn't have been here. Anyway, let's find out. For the first 5 seasons, I'm going to, well, depending on how it goes, I'm going to manage a team. I'm going to manage Morecambe because I went there yesterday at the time I'm recording this, so I thought, let's just try and win Morecambe something in 2015 with the 2014-15 season stats. I will also update all the leagues. I might do something similar like this in the future, but I'll just do Bundesliga, La Liga. Alright, let's get going. You can just see the league tables here. It's just funny seeing Hull and that back in the Prem. Hull nowadays probably deserve their own separate rebuild, but that would be for another time. I'm not even sure if it would be on this FIFA, because September 31st is now release date of FIFA 23, the final FIFA. But it is cool seeing QPR, Sunderland, Stoke all together in the day with Swansea, and seeing Spurs up the 3rd bottom team to begin with, because quite a lot of the modern sides aren't here yet, like Watford. Well, they've just went down, bad example. Wolves and that. But we have the championship, you can see. It's just funny seeing some teams back up here and some teams back down here. Like Wigan, they have got promoted, bad example. Sheffield Wednesday would have been better. League One, you realise how much of a job Sheffield United have got to do, because in Season 1 of Premier League re-emerge, you usually see Sheffield United go up instantly. But in this re-emerge, they're going to have to get double promotion. They should smash League One, but some of their players might have got a bit old by the time they're in the Championship and mightn't have as much money. I'll just show you League 2 from here. No, we don't care. Why am I in a cup with Empoli? They're a good team, aren't they? Anyway, here's the League 2 again. Quite a lot of teams will be missing because obviously they've went to non-league. I'm not going to show any transfers really. I'm just going to show how the leagues get halfway through the season on and how they've done at the end of the season, but I will still be signing players. Right now, Wickham are top of League 2. Just going down the table, you can see not too much has gone on. Right now, top of League 1 is Preston. Okay, I thought Sheffield United would be. I thought that'd be the perfect example of a team that will go up, up, up. But never mind. Just going down the league. Luton are doing quite bad. I find the way that Scunthorpe are surviving pretty well, considering, yeah. So, Leyton Orient's not too surprised they're doing bad, but it is funny seeing some teams how they've invested, because as I said, Scunthorpe are actually doing quite well, considering they shouldn't be here, as well as Port Vale. They've also been changed upwards. Peterborough are doing worse than quite a few League One sides, and worse than, I think, one League Two side, yeah. Even though they should be in the Championship. In the Championship, Fulham are top, surprisingly. I thought it would be Wolves or Brighton. Anyway, just going down the table, any teams holding? Bolton, fair play to you, round of applause. 14th is good. Rotherham and Ipswich, Charlton. And one of the teams who should be here are actually doing bad, with Blackpool doing the worst. Sheffield Wednesday and Wigan, though, unsurprisingly, look like they're going down, as they did go down together, I think. No, that was Blackburn, wasn't it? In the Prem, Chelsea are top. That's interesting. Who'll be the first team? Stoke are the first new team. Yeah, the bottom few are the new teams. QPR doing better than Palace, West Brom, and of course Hull, Swansea, and Sunderland at bottom. Sunderland, though, that's a bit embarrassing. 9 points. At least QPR are going out with dignity if they do end up going down. But fair play to Hull again. They're one of the worst sides what went up, excluding Sunderland. But yeah, it is virtually the 2014 season, because at this stage Stoke would actually be around that quality. Again, West Ham would be around there. Villa did just about survive that season, so some of these things are quite realistic to what happened, apart from Swansea. In League 2, Wycombe go up with Oxford and Forest Green, with Bristol, Morecambe, Northampton and Cambridge getting playoffs, going further down the table. Yeah, all the teams you expect to be there are there, apart from Acton Stanley. We'll check these. FA Cup won by Spurs. Why are Northampton in the in the final? What? Why is Northampton so good? Chelsea win the Carabao. Again, Newport this time. Get quite far. Papa John's Trophy is won by Preston. Guess that's one thing we get to see here. Bristol did go up, so Northampton aren't just glitched. Villarreal win that. This doesn't really actually matter, does it? Chelsea do win the Premier League, so I guess they hold on to it and win it like they did in real life. Stoke drop. Oof, so QPR are safe. Stoke is safe. West Brom mean that Hull, Swansea and Sunderland all go down, so they're not getting the next season profits. I was rooting for Hull and Sunderland, but no surprise there that Sunderland went down. Fulham go up with Wolves, and the rest is to be played off, although it is quite boring that none of the unique teams go up. And now Bolton and Rotherham survive, Ipswich survive, Charlton survive. So the only new teams they're going down are Sheffield Wednesday and Wigan. So fair play to quite a few, especially Ipswich and Charlton. League 1, Preston go up, Bristol as well, meaning that Sheffield United have the chance of not even getting there. But if you think about it, there's a few Championship sides there, because you have Barnsley, you have Coventry, you have Luton, who have had a shocker. And I think they're all new teams, aren't they, going down, apart from Gillingham. Crawley, yes, fair play to you. Swindon as well. Anyway, let's see how we do next season. Oh yeah, Peterborough as well. Halfway through the season of League 2 champion, Accrington Stanley are top. By the way, I'm only going to do 5 seasons, otherwise this will go forever, because I'm not really signing anyone for Morecambe, I'm just signing good free transfers, so it doesn't affect the world around me. Burton are doing quite bad. Oldham have just fell down and now they're 21st, jeez. Barnsley are top of League 1. Coventry is only in 4th. Going down the table, Luton are just getting further and further, and Sheffield Wednesday starting the Championship, and now 18th in League 1. Leeds are currently top of the Championship, however they could make their return, with Swansea potentially getting back up there instantly. Good for them. Let's just see. So, Hull City immediately in 16th after getting relegated. And Sunderland could go back-to-back relegation like they did in real life. Liverpool top of the Premier League. I'm guessing this is where Stoke and that will start to fall. Yes, Stoke. QPR still hanging in actually. West Brom are the only team now who are in the relegation zone from the 2014-15 season. But again, I am rooting for QPR and Stoke to do well because I hope they stay a bit longer than 3 seasons. Because I don't mind if they go down to season 4, but by then they should have built up. Anyway, let's see how things get at the end of the season. I just thought I'd go for the transfer window to see how things are getting on. And I just realised QPR are actually getting some business done. They've learned how ball. They signed a striker. I'm not sure how good he is, but it shows that they're at least getting money in. Just going through the table, see if any big transfers. I guess loan for... Oh, good for Stoke. New transfer. Yeah, some of the lower teams of the Prem are starting to strengthen them up. If only some of the other teams lasted a bit longer, maybe they could have got the finances. By the way, I might soon do a challenge where I put the founder members back in the Prem, simulate 3 seasons, because this is probably more interesting. At the end of the season, Morecambe Acton standing Northampton as the team is going up from League 2. Just going down the table, you can see some teams. Oldham, yeah, it's not a good season considering they were literally in League 1 last season. Liverpool doing the FA Cup. Stoke must be getting a boost from their new money. Arsenal win the Carabao Cup, with Villa getting quite far, like in the 2014 season. I was about to say Luton win the cup, but that's just a Papa John's trophy. I probably don't give one about the Papa John's trophy, and there's no point in seeing European football, is there? League 1, Barnsley and Coventry are the teams to go up, so they return. Luton still haven't got playoffs once. I mean, they did avoid by 1 point, but that's besides the point. Anyway, Peterborough are actually struggling quite dramatically. And again, I never mind Scunthorpe, but none of the League 1 2 teams go down yet, apart from Scunthorpe, as I just pointed. Leeds and Bournemouth are the finally going up. Bournemouth just about though, because Blackburn could have snuck the promotion. With Swansea, Watford and Brighton. Going further down the table, Norwich are struggling dramatically. Sheffield haven't done the best. Hull have actually had a catastrophic season, and you know what? It's good for Sunderland that they survived, especially over Cardiff, but Charlton go down, who are one of the back in the league teams. Liverpool win the Premier League, go down the table. So you think Oldham went down? Nope, Stoke survive. And QPR go down. I thought they would have survived, but West Brom sneak survival. Let's see how we get in the 3rd season. Also, we're just going to start every season in the league I'm in, but currently Cardiff, Blackpool are going up with Wigan, Leeds and Derby and Peterborough in the playoff positions. I've literally only just signed players from the free agent section and I'm 7th. Who needs to spend money? It's not like I have 4 million I could have spent on actual half-decent players. At the other end of the spectrum, at this stage, Charleston, Walsall, Doncaster and Crawley going down. Crawley, I'm going to give it to you. You have held in quite as well. And Bradford as well. Usually my career mode, you go down first. Halfway through the season in League 2, Colchester, Cambridge and Bath now being the top of their league. Well, in the top 3. But, well, goal difference with Burton Albion, who I'm sure start in the Championship. Fleetwood, Forest Green, Barrow and Rochdale there. 2 of the newer teams. Just going down the table. Champion Gillingham at this stage in non-league position. Gillingham starting League 1 and Scunthorpe, so that's a bit weird. In the Championship, QPR actually have gained from their boost, I guess, considering they realistically would be 11th. Anyway, Brentford and Fulham are top of their league. Going further down the table at this stage, it is Rotherham, Portsmouth and Bolton. I think Ipswich have benefited quite well and Sunderland are starting to rise up. Premier League, no surprise, it's Liverpool top and City at this stage invincibles. Go on, Stoke. Oh no. At this stage, there is, well, Stoke, Watford and Crystal Palace are going down. Unfortunately for the Potters, I was rooting for them to stay every season, but I guess 3 seasons would be good anyway, considering they shouldn't be there. But again, West Brom still holding in strong, I guess. And Leicester doing absolutely awful. Anyway, let's see how the rest of it goes on. I'm also interested to see how the Prem will look. In the League One side of things, Peter and Cardiff go to the Championship with Blackpool, Luton, Wigan and Morecambe getting the playoffs. Just going down. Bradford actually finally go down. I never expected them to drop now. I thought they'd survive for the entire career mode by the rate, but at least Port Vale, Doncaster and Crawley going down with them. Albion returned to the League One, even though at some stage I think they were in the Championship, as well as Oldham. At least they've sort of went back up, and Scunthorpe. Anyway, just going down. Cambridge realistically shouldn't be there. Fulham do win the Championship and Brentford finally go up. Still no Brighton present in the Prem. QPR though in playoffs as well as Swansea. They could technically make the return. It would have been funny if Middlesbrough returned with no help. Sheffield United finally fixed themselves. Sunderland and Hull survived this, so again better. Ipswich survive with Rotherham, Portsmouth and Bolton going down. We're not in 2008 just yet, Portsmouth. Chelsea do win the Premier League. Now this is the moment of the truth. Have any of the teams survived? No. Oh, they all went down. Stoke finished rock bottom and West Brom's gone, so we've technically returned to normal as Leeds and that starting to return as well. So we are about to return to normal in the Prem, which is quite sad. Chelsea do win the FA Cup. Furthest in surprise team, I guess, would be Huddersfield, because at least Stoke would in the Prem. And now at the way part, definitely. Manchester and Chelsea are in the Carabao Cup final. Well, Manchester City do win. Lincoln and Sheffield United, why are you getting so far? Especially Lincoln. Okay. Anyway, let's see how Season 4 goes out. Halfway through the season of the League One, Morecambe at top, that's cool. I haven't actually been signing players, as I said, I've only really been signing free agents, so I guess I must have done something right there. Anyway, on the other end, it's Accrington, Stanley, Portsmouth, Shrewsbury and Fleetwood currently go down. Sheffield Wednesday have a nightmare considering they start on the Championship. But at this stage, looking to bounce right back up, Rochdale and Scunthorpe also with them, whilst Crewe Alexandra, Oldham, Cambridge and Leyton Orient to the promotion race. So let's go to the other end of the table. Stoke didn't go back up. I'm hoping QPR went up again, but West Brom at this stage looking favourites to go up. Swansea had a bad season. Yes, QPR went back up. They're going to go straight back down. I'm guessing Liverpool top of the Prem. Going down. Oh, QPR, they're holding in. And at this stage, it's full of Leeds and Bournemouth. It's weird though how seasons in the Prem made QPR into a staple. Or a team, to depend. Things look at the end.